Okay, so guys, I noticed a lot of people struggling with this IXL, so I wanted to go in and kind of give you guys a quick rundown. I also figured out a few things that may help you with some of the X or Y equals a number line, okay? So like X equals 1 and stuff like that. All right, let's start with the simple ones. Let's start with X-axis, okay? Remember when I say X-axis, it's the same thing from the video as saying Y equals 0, okay? It's this line here. All right? Axis and the equals are different things, okay? If you see the word axis, that's telling you what letter to keep the same, okay? So for an x-axis, we're going to keep x the same, okay? What we're going to do with the y is we're just going to change the sign, okay? So when you see the word axis and you see a letter next to it, that is telling you which letter to keep the same. If you see an equal sign next to a letter, that's telling you what to change. Okay? So x-axis is the same as y equals 0. So y equals 0 insinuates that we are going to be changing the y. Okay? So let's do that. For all the x's, we're going to be keeping them the same. So let's just go down and make all the x's the exact same number. And then we're going to change all the y's to the opposite signs. So from positive 5 to negative 5, from positive 9 to negative 9, negative 9, and negative 5. That should be correct. Cool. Now this one we have a y-axis. Okay. Y-axis. Okay. This is the same as x equals 0. It is this line here. Okay. Again, the y-axis is telling us what letter stays the same. Y the same. Okay. The x equals, is telling us what letter changes. X changes signs. Okay. So again, y-axis, y stays the same, x will change signs. X-axis, it's the same concept but switched around. X stays the same, y changes signs. Let's go ahead and do that then. Let's keep all of our x's, change signs, so positive 7 to negative 7, negative 7, negative 10. Notice I'm doing all the x's first and then all the y's so that I don't get things confused. So I can do the same thing over and over again. I'm either switching all the signs for one or I'm keeping them all the same. Perfect. Okay, here's another x-axis. Let's go ahead and just type this one in real quick. X will stay the same. Y's will change signs. Let's double check it. All my x's are the same. Negative 3, negative 3, negative 1, negative 1. All my y's have changed. Negative 4, negative 7, negative 7, negative 4. Perfect. Okay, let's just keep going. X's stay the same. Y's change sign, so instead of negative, they will be positive now. Okay, so here's where we get to our tricky ones here, okay? So if you remember last time when I was talking about these, I said that you had to basically figure out your distance of each point from the line, okay? We're talking about y equals 1, which is a line like this. It's the same kind of direction as the x-axis. However, it's moved up 1, okay? We need to focus on this 1 here, okay? So I figured out a kind of equation to figure out each point, but you have to apply it to each in this case, y, whatever letter this is, of the entire figure. So every single y for each point, we're going to apply this rule to, okay? So normally what we did was we took this number, let's say y equals, I don't know, a, some number, it could be anything, just kind of insinuating a line. And then we're going to take that a, and we're going to subtract our y value, okay? So we'll say y1, okay? Because these are written, we'll say x1, y1. Okay, so we're going to take one of our y's, we're going to subtract, in this case, a from it. So we would do like 1 minus a -4, okay? We'd end up with a +3. That's going to give us some kind of distance, okay? So that's telling us that point B is, is this right? No, I'm sorry. That's why it's wrong. 1 minus a -4 would be 5, okay? So we are a distance of 5 away. And then what we need to do is take our 1 again and add 5 to it, okay? So we would get that we end up at 6. So basically we're taking A, adding our distance to get our new y, okay? I've combined this into a new equation, okay? So make sure you guys are writing this down. What you can do is, what you notice is A plus D, where D is equal to A minus y1, gives us our new y, okay? I can combine like terms here. I can get to A minus y1 equals our new y. So what you do is you take this number, multiply it by 2, okay? And then you just subtract whatever your y is, okay? So using that rule, we should get 6 for our first one, all right? So 2 times 1 minus a -4. 2 times 1 is 2. Minus a minus gives me plus, which makes it 6. 2 times 1 minus 0 gives me 2. 2 times 1 minus a -3 gives me a +5. Okay? Here is the equation that I kind of found. Okay? I was thinking about how we could make it into one equation instead of two separate ones, and this is how we can do it. You take whatever that letter's equal to, okay, in this case it was y equals 1, multiply it by 2, and then you just can subtract each one of your y values in this case, okay? You're basically going to subtract whatever this letter is up here, and all your other letters will stay the same. So we end up with 6, 2, and 5, 0, 0, 1, 6, 2, 5. Super. Okay. Y-axis, let's go ahead and do that one real quick. All my x's will change. All my y's will stay the same. Okay, here we have y equals -4. Let's use our new rule. Okay, again, this is y equals, so we're going to be changing our y's. So we're going to do, we're going to use this and multiply it by 2. 2 times -4 minus a -4. That is -8 plus 4, which ends up being -4. 2 times -4 minus a -1. That gives me -8 plus 1, which is -7. By the way, you can always just type this in the calculator. Make sure you're putting those parentheses in there though, okay? Oops, -2, +2, equals -8 minus 2, which gives me a -10. And then finally 2 times -4 minus a -1. I already know that equals -7 because it's the same as this one up here. Okay, so we got -4, -7, -10, -7. Let's write those in first so I don't forget them. -4, -7. -4, -7, -10, -7. All right, and then all of our x's are going to stay the same. Okay, cool. Last one I'm going to do here. Okay, this is the other type of line you'll see. Okay, this is that y equals x. Come on, make it big. There we go. Cool. Y equals x. Okay, for y equals x, all you got to do is for every point, you're going to flip them. Okay, so xy is going to be, or yeah, xy is going to be yx. So like for point P there, 3, -10 is going to become -10, 3. And that's because we are going across a diagonal line like this. Okay. The other one you guys are going to run into is the y equals -x. Okay, that's a diagonal line going the other way. That's basically the same, except for you also have to switch the signs of the letters as well, or of the numbers, I should say. Okay, so xy becomes -y, -x. If I wanted to do that for P, 3, -10 would become, let's write 10 and 3. The -10 will stay positive. The +3 will become negative. Okay? Hopefully that clears up some stuff for you guys. Try this out, okay, with the IXL. Hopefully you guys can get to that blue ribbon with this help. All right?